It's a joy to be with you on this Tuesday, and today I'd like to look at 2 Timothy chapter 2. And before we get there, I would just like to ask you to pray for our Community Sunday coming up this Sunday. The Reimers family, that's the family in which they lost their oldest son in that tragic accident on July the 3rd, and their daughter was severely hurt. Well, on that Sunday, we're going to be honoring them and honoring our community, and been inviting folks to come, and we have a lot of response on that. And so I would very much appreciate your prayer that God will mightily work, and just pray that we can continue to connect with folks here in our area. It's wonderful to know that God is with us no matter where we go in our life. Chapter 2, verse 12 of 2 Timothy, it says, if we verse 13, chapter 2, if we believe not, yet he abideth faithful. Now, very easy for us to have our hearts falter. In our day and age right now in which we live, man, I tell you, sometimes you wonder, is there any hope for our country? Because things are going the wrong direction very quickly. We see what's happening among a lot of churches, and that can cause us to be very disturbed, and rightly so. And some Christians have really thought, well, we just got to hold on, but they really wonder, does God answer prayer today? Is it the last days and we just have to put up with what's going on? And there's really a faithlessness about the fact that we're still in the age in which the Lord said, I'll be with you until the end of the age. His authority will be with us. It's a wonderful thing. And so we find here that if we believe not, yet he abideth faithful. He cannot deny himself. If you're saved, your salvation is for eternity, because it's all a work of God. And in your Christian life, everything that happens in your Christian life is not based on your works or your feelings or your determination. It's based upon the work of Christ as you just simply trust him. So when you're not trusting him, God abides faithful. He will continue to work. He will quicken. He will chasten if he has to. He will convict us, whatever it takes. But he's not going to cast us off. He's not going to give up on us. He abideth faithful. And that is such a blessing. And in our movement and in our churches, we need to realize that God is faithful. And even though churches can go up and down, and even though Christians can falter, if we'll pray for Christians, if we'll pray for our churches, if we'll pray for movements of churches in our country, God is faithful. He's working. He has not given up. And so don't feel like, oh, God's just given up on me. I've just been too weak. I've not believed. And you just think, well, he's cast me off. What hope is there for me? That's exactly what Satan wants you to think. No, he is faithful. You get back to trusting him. You get back to standing upon his word. And he will work in your life because he's promised to do so. It's a wonderful thing. And so we as believers today need to rise up and be thankful for all that God has done and believe that he's going to continue to work.